I don't know that this plot's been solved.
No.
I think that's where I'm at. I didn't know anything about these tricks, and I don't think that there's a real, like, that's the one to do.
So no pick. So Nick
No, I have a pick.
Hey everybody, Eric Tate here alongside my buddies Sean Dunn and Nick Licapo, and welcome back to another Magic matchup. This time we are doing coin in glass gimmicks. This one is like this visual eye candy.
Yes.
There's a bunch of like neat stuff here.
Finally.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the first time I've ever dove into this plot.
Yeah.
So I was excited to play with some of these.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool coin and glass tricks out there that are done with just sleight of hand and some other things, but we're just talking about gimmicks today. And if you've never seen this show before, we take a budget option, a mid-range, and a premium, and we compare them all together to see what we like, what we don't like, and then we give our I guess hot takes is what they call them on the internet these days.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one.
And today we're talking about Invisible Coin by Nathan Kranzo. We're talking about Roller Coaster by Hanson, Chien, and we are talking about Leap by, I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher the name here, Agus, Tjiu?
I think Tjiu's right.
Tjiu,
I think I've heard that
Agus,
before.
Tjiu?
I don't know.
But they're three pretty cool products, and let's get into Invisible Coin by Nate Kranzo. Let's take a look at a live performance.
So there's nothing tricky about this. It's just a glass from the bar, but I'm going to try to make a coin go through the glass. It's really cool. I have two invisible coins. I'm going to give one to you. Perfect. And we'll give one to you. Thanks so much. And we need a deck of cards. So the idea is we're going to make the coins appear, and the only way that the coins will actually appear is as they penetrate through the glass. So they're actually going to penetrate right through the top of that glass. I will take the glass and I'll set it on top of the deck. And would you set your coin on top of the glass? Clink! Watch. As it penetrates the glass, it will appear. I'll show you my hand's empty.
What the hell? Oh my god. That's insane.
It's deceptive glass. It's a deceptive glass.
And that's a real coin. He's still got one. Yeah, same glass. Yeah.
That's only 25 cents. Let's get 50 cents.
Go ahead, I'll let you put it on top.
Buy a gumball.
Set it on top there. Once again, I'll show you my hand is empty. Nothing inside. But if I smack right as it penetrates through.
Yeah, that's like a gumball.
And now I can pay for my parking.
Sean, tell us about Invisible Coin.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were all there for the filming of this. So one thing that can be said about this is that it's something that Nathan actually uses. It's an old idea, and people have been using it for years. The original creator's name is Bob Lund, probably Robert Lund. What I love about this, other than the price of $30, which is incredible for an effect like this, the gimmick is just so small. So if you are a performer and you want to perform out on the go, 90% of your deck is examinable. It would be easy to do a turnover and just have everything handed out and looked at. The routine is kind of interesting because it doesn't use any coins. It just uses their imagination. They can think of a coin, and then the coin is handed to the magician, thrown at the glass, and the coin appears. I've thought about it. It's kind of interesting. It gives you flexibility to come up with routines where you could have them use equivocate to think of a coin, and they think of a quarter, and the quarter appears when they could have thought of a dime or a nickel. I love this because it just doesn't really go wrong, you know. The great thing too is you can produce two coins, so you can get two people to do it. The first one seems pretty impossible. The fact that there's a second one really just confuses any spectator that might have a method for this. So all around, I just love this product.
And there's no electronics, right?
No electronics. Yeah, that's an important thing. And that's why I made a focus on this is for a worker. Nothing's going to go wrong. It's so small, you're not going to see it in the deck as long as you're using the cards that match on the edges the same.
Yeah, right, because it uses a deck of cards.
Yeah.
The coins kind of. I guess we'll be talking about where the coins are coming from in general across all of these, right? So
this is done with a pint glass on the back of the deck. I think that's the only limitation that I've experienced with playing with this was you want a taller glass,
Right?
because the gimmick doesn't have any moving parts. Whereas like the couple that we're about to get into, that coin is like rocketing out from somewhere secret. Whereas with this, your hand is involved. You're slapping a glass against a deck of cards.
Yeah, and what I love about this is it's designed for someone that is doing walk-around performance. You're standing. It makes sense that you're holding the deck because you're not using a table. The deck is the table, so it makes sense to put the glass on top of the deck. And make the coin appear.
I think I've quickly realized that you got to put the glass on something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't. There's going to be no gimmick that you can find where you put the glass on the table unless you've rigged up some crazy table. So it's got to go on something. So the deck of cards. Who cares, right?
Right.
The visual is so startling when it appears. That's great.
Yeah, and if you're even a little bit clever, you're handing out the deck for examination. So there's just really nowhere to go for the spectator. That's why I like it.
I think did we do like a inside the box on this thing?
We did do an inside the box.
Yeah.
And there's some other like neat ideas that with this where you make a quarter appear and then you use the gimmick to like change the quarter into a penny.
Yeah.
Like there's some neat ideas.
Because like I don't think are we able to show just like the edge of this thing? Because like we don't have to show how it works, but the gimmick that you're adding to your deck is essentially, let me get it out of the box here.
Yeah, so we should say that the way this was originally made was using other decks of cards, and this has been made a little bit differently with some modern materials to make it quite a bit more durable. I think.
Yeah, because a lot of people have questions about the durability of this.
Yeah.
And it is basically, I mean, how many?
It holds up. All right, that's 7 or 8 cards, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this thing is pretty well built to last, don't you?
Oh, you can perform it, and you probably will because it is a toy. Just like all these, you're going to do it over and over and over again. The function that allows it to come doesn't wear out.
Yeah, because that's about the thickness that you're adding to your deck. It's just going to end up on the top of the deck of cards, and that's also right because couldn't you just like bring it in and out? Yeah,
it could be added. As you bring the cards off the table, just add it on the bottom. There's just so many different ways. I'd leave it in there because
you could also, and tell me if I'm wrong here, you don't have to have this loaded with quarters either before the trick starts.
No.
Because you could do that in the moment.
You could do that in the moment. That is probably an advanced handling.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would say that's a little tricky. I would want to have the coins in.
But something that I know we'll talk about the rest here, but something that's probably not possible with the rest of them, maybe.
Yeah.
So
and one thing I was kind of thinking, I don't think it's not taught in there, but you could even perform it upside down, meaning with that on the bottom of the deck. Have the deck, the coin penetrate through the top.
No, I don't think that would.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you could do that. It's worth playing with. There's probably a handling.
I'm not sure that it would hold, but But anyway, that's just so everybody's aware out there of what the actual gimmick. This is what you get. Just this little sliver of about 7 cards thickness. And
Nick Kranzo teaches it. It's all really well taught by Nick Kranzo with a couple of different ideas. By the way, the invisible coin originally comes from the original presentation.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people have had questions about that, but that's where it comes from, is the original version. But there's some interesting ideas where you're actually like making a coin go through a glass and doing some cool stuff that are not invisible coins. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. It's something you can just do instantly right out of the box. Nothing to really set up. It's a winner for me.
Cool. Well, let's move on to Roller Coaster by Hanson Chien. Let's take a look at a live performance.
杯子，当然还有硬币。首先呢，杯子放在杯垫上面，硬币拿在手上，3、2、1，一颗硬币穿越。接下来我们尝试一点不一样的，把它放在杯垫上面。我们准备了2颗硬币，3、2、1， 瞬间穿越。接下来我们挑战更困难的，这是我们准备了1、2、3颗更大的硬币，3、2、Go！ 瞬间穿越，这就是 roller coaster 基本的表演示范。
Nick, let's talk about roller coaster.
Let's talk about roller coaster. I think this thing's really cool, but I just question what the venue is for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the method, when you first learn how this works, you're just like, this is really cool. Because number one, there's no electronics here, right? So, and I should have had this set up before we go. You're gonna get, well, I guess let's talk about what it comes with. It comes with a little magnet guy, kind of looks like a
push pin.
What game is that from?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. Now he does make these in different.
Yeah, there's a Coke one.
Yeah.
There might be a Budweiser one.
Yeah, there's a
like
Budweiser one.
4 or 5 different ones.
So you get a ungimmicked coaster, which, you know, if you've been around beer coasters at all, which of course I have not, but
No.
Of course not.
of course not. You know, it's not really a beer coaster, but that's not going to matter.
Yeah. That's a very premium beer coaster.
Yeah.
Says it right on the label.
Yeah, I mean, if this was on the table, I mean, who's questioning? Like, oh, is that a real? Anyway. And then it comes with a gimmicked coaster. And the gimmick coaster, I guess it's a little taller than the ungimmicked one because of what's going on in the inside. So I'm going to load this. I'm not going to show you the actual load chamber, but I will load this up with something. Now, one thing that this gimmick will do is that now with Invisible Coin, I get the biggest coin you can do would be a quarter.
Right.
You could do other coins, but this one will handle a half if you wanted to. So I guess I'll put the half in there. Why not?
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is one of the only sort of like coin through glass gimmicks that I've seen that handles coins that big.
Yeah, because the pocket that you're loading the coin into can be pretty big. Now you could even do, we're talking about a $50 here, but you could also do like 2 coins in there that are small, like a dime and a penny. I've done that. So there's an issue with when the coin is loaded in the, I guess it's an issue, maybe it's a non-issue based on camera, but I think in live performance this would be kind of rough because obviously there is a bit of, you know, what would you call that, off balance to it. But the way that this thing works is really cool because all you have to do is push down and it's going to shoot the coin up into there. And that's wild because there's no electronics there.
Yeah,
right?
it's
also
all
built into this coaster.
Never press down on that coaster when it's loaded if there's not a glass above it, because that thing comes out that you can hear that coin rattle around that glass.
There's also a sound thing, right? Yeah. So which is why I question what I said at the top. I question what the venue is for this.
I feel like I saw a lot of people do this in virtual shows.
Yeah, I think on camera it might be okay.
It'd be perfect.
Yeah. Like I did grab a close-up mat because I think it's a little better on a mat because it's going to kill some of the sound, and I think when the coin is loaded in there, it might not be as apparent. Let me load another one in.
I love this is not the way you should do this in live performance, by the way, is loading it under a table in the middle of a YouTube show.
But this is what this is why you watch this show, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little better on the mat, right?
Oh, that kills a little bit of the rock.
Yeah, it's a little better on a mat, and it's going to kill a little bit of the sound as well, right?
Oh yeah, a lot actually.
So, but still, I would have maybe on stage. I could see it doing it live, possibly.
That coin rocketing around the glass, though, I think that covers the sound of the mechanism going. I think the audience just attributes that to the coin.
Sure.
Around the glass.
Yeah, I think so too. This is good. Like the method is good.
It's pretty durable.
It's just
too.
like I don't know where you do it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing.
The cool factor is like a million.
The cool fact, the method is a 10, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like. Damn, like,
I mean, like, I love a lot of Hanson Chien stuff. It's really cool. It's really well thought out. It's
well made.
Pretty durable, well made. I mean, I could see that's going to last for a long time.
Right.
Because it's not like, we're not talking about like rubber bands or anything that's going to like, fall apart. It's.
Yeah, and here, I'll just keep going with it because, like, look. This is
fun.
This is why you're watching this show, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna
you
do it without?
No, you got to get past this thing.
Yeah.
Right. If you can, if that's the only thing in my head.
Yeah.
That's messing with me is just this whole off balance thing when it's loaded.
If you're actually doing it in a bar, there's lighting conditions that help.
Yep.
If you're using an old bar, that's probably off balance anyway.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those things are helped by the environment of a loud bar.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Like I think it could fly. It's just we're gonna compare things here.
Yeah.
That's a thing, and I want them out there to know that this is the situation that you're gonna find yourself.
Well, to me, the most impressive thing about it is that the coin coaster existed for years.
Yeah.
And I think everybody that saw that, whether they thought that's cool, I wish it was a real coaster, and this solves that problem.
The old coin coasters look like they were from a 70s lounge.
Like an old ashtray, right?
Yeah.
Like from a dark paneled basement.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Shag carpeting and avocado green.
Yeah.
So like
refrigerator.
it has a lot of positives because it will do any coin, right? And it can hide in plain sight with a normal object.
Yeah.
Right. And the coin shoots out with no electronics.
Yeah.
It's so close.
Yeah.
It's so close. And it would use it like any glass. The gimmick that we're in question here is just up in here, right? Yeah. So like even a small shot glass would work. We have a shot glass coming up, but it's a little too small for this.
Yeah, you'd want like a shooter glass or something like.
So you could really use almost any glass as well. So it's like, man, it checks a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
It's just gotta get past that.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah.
I really do. Like if I bought this thing, I would still be happy, and even if I wasn't using it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'd be like, oh, it is cool. So that's the video is great. It is in a different language. I'm not quite sure what language, but it is about 30-40 minutes. It teaches you everything you need to know. It's just going to be in subtitles.
Yep.
So
cool. Well, roller coaster. Let's move on to Leap by Agus Tjiu. Let's take a look at a live performance. So this is Leap, and this thing is a James Bond device. Nice. So first of all, the packaging on this thing is amazing.
Yeah, it's a cool box.
It's like a crazy acrylic. I think you can even peel this off, and it's like black plastic underneath with the if you really wanted to, it's neat. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff. So you're gonna get written instructions, you're gonna get a shot glass, and you're gonna get the Leap gimmick. So the first thing to talk about is that what this essentially is you're going to make a coin appear inside of a shot glass while it is covered by another coin. This blue card case right here is, if you normally use a blue deck, the creator teaches you how to swap the gimmick out for this. It's pretty easy, not very hard. These are written instructions, but it also comes with like a 40-minute video. But essentially, you make a coin vanish, and then if you do this, it's supposed to appear inside there.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing is, I'll do this a couple times here. The type of glass that you have really matters for this.
This glass?
Yeah, the big glass. So it comes with the shot glass.
Right.
And actually, before we started,
it is a small shot glass.
It's a small shot glass.
Yeah.
And before we did this, I did test it with this glass, and I was able to get it to work. So we'll try it one more time, and
yay!
there we go.
That's
right
cool.
there. So this is the entire gimmick. I'm not going to really expose it to you, but the coin is hanging out in here, and just like roller coaster, you press down on this glass and it activates it and it shoots it up. And the idea is it hits the side of the glass up to the top and then comes down and it falls in the shot glass. It comes with this shot glass, by the way. Shot glass is meant to just hang out right here on the center of the deck, and there's like you literally just press down and it goes. I will say, never press down on the button without a glass on top of it because it's angled. So whereas like roller coaster shoots up, this thing shoots to the side, and I have accidentally discharged this and shot it out across the room and scared my dog. It's neat. It's very reliable. However, the advertising talks about how you can make a signed coin appear in a glass.
Right.
That is true. The routine to do that is kind of tough. You have to like prime the gimmick, and then you have to. He walks you through a routine where you have somebody sign a coin, and then you switch it out, and then as you're bringing this deck of cards into play, you're loading it, and then setting up this impossible scenario.
Seems unnecessary.
It's not that you couldn't do it, but there's if I take a coin and vanish it, and then make it reappear inside here, and I'm just using duplicate quarters, that's plenty. I think, and it does get a good reaction. I think performing this in real life would be tricky. I mean, like if I was a bar magician and I could have this like set up and be able to switch the deck in and out, because you're not opening this up and taking a deck of cards out of it. The whole thing is set up. But I saw a lot of people use this in virtual shows over the course of the pandemic, and it is effective. But it's tricky. It is a very durable gimmick. There's no electronics in here. There's no rubber bands. It's metal. It's all metal construct. There's a plastic housing, but the actual firing device is metal.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. I actually thought it was electronic.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not electronic, and the creator teaches you how to make the trigger for the mechanism both more sensitive and less sensitive. So if you find that you want to have this on like a hairpin trigger, teaches you how to get there. If you want it to you really have to put some force in it, you can do that. It's just you've got to set it up exactly right for that coin to end up inside the shot glass. Otherwise, it will ricochet around and you won't see it.
Yeah, and I think you probably get it most of the time if you played with it all the time.
Yeah, right? if you play with it a lot, and he goes into pretty extreme detail on the types of glasses that work best.
Yeah.
We just didn't have here in the studio. We did not happen to have the exact perfect glass, but you can, if you play with it enough, you can make it work. This is not something that you are going to you're not going to set the mechanism up in real time. You're going to be doing this, and then the setup is
And I'm not sure that that's even a disadvantage. Like I know that this one you definitely can't load it in the moment. There's really no scenario where that's possible. But Leap, it is possible, but you're saying it's like not something you might want to.
It's tricky. You can do it. There is a routine that is taught on there in order to have a coin sign and then switch it out for another coin and then load the signed coin in here in the process of the routine.
Because I know in Invisible Coin, it's not taught on there, but it wouldn't take you very long to be like, I could totally pretend to put a coin here and then secretly load it in the gimmick. It's just more of a trying to.
The load is very simple.
It
makes sense once you look at it. You're like, oh yeah, I could totally do this.
You could do it.
All I'm saying is that you would have to really work to do it. You'd have to really practice that routine, and it is possible. I'm not sure that it is something that I'm going to be doing. You're definitely not doing this in walk around. This is something that you would be doing like in a one-on-one scenario, or like if you were a bar magician, or maybe if you had like a setup in a parlor situation. It's a very, very nice gimmick. I mean,
seems like it.
The gimmick is going to be durable. I cannot fathom a scenario where this thing breaks. There's some little additional like details in where the coin comes out that they have done to make this thing last. I mean, so it's very impressive. It's like that. It's like a roller coaster in that the moment I take this out, the moment I understand how it works, I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm pleased with the way it works. The method is another 10.
I think it's the kind of thing that like you almost want to show people how it works because it's so cool, and it like makes magicians look cool because it's like we come up with crazy stuff like this. But
now, does it work with like other coins?
It is. So I don't know. Let's try like a dime.
Would it work?
You need the quarter. To set it, you would not be able to set this with a dime.
Interesting.
Just the way it all goes together, you're not going to be setting it with just your hands. But if we take let's see if we take this and then we go like that.
Shot out.
Yeah, it shot out. I mean, it's there's a block.
Probably anything less than a quarter would fire, right?
Anything less than a quarter would fire. You can't get anything larger than a quarter in there. But in the scenario that you're doing this, you're not doing anything bigger than a quarter. So I can't think of a reason to do it. So, and it's any quarter that is comparable in size to a quarter.
Sure.
So yeah, so that's leap. I think it's the method's a 10. I think the routining leaves a little bit to be desired, but overall, it's a great piece of kit that you're going to enjoy.
And how much is that one?
Normally it's $70, whereas a roller coaster comes in at $60. At the time of this filming, Leap is actually on sale on Penguin for like $55. But normally it's $70 if you get it from your local retailer. But now that we know what they are, let's compare and contrast.
Well, what are the first of all, coins, right? I guess the coins that can be handled.
Yeah.
These two are like
quarters
and below.
Quarters and done. Yeah.
This can do a half. So really, almost any, and I would say probably any currency, almost any coin you got is going to fit in there, because even width is not going to be too big of an issue. That pocket is pretty deep once you get the gimmick loaded.
We're not doing picks yet, but I really like that can do a $50.
Yeah.
Because I can see using that in like a coins to glass routine. Like if I had 3 $50 and I was, like vanishing one and then bringing it over here, and then the other one joins it. And
that's what I mean. Like
want to make it like impossible.
Yeah, the venue. You're not. If you did this on camera in a virtual show or even on stage or whatever, you're probably more likely to use something like this anyway, where you couldn't use that for either one of those.
Yeah.
Right.
And a coaster makes sense for.
And the coaster makes sense. Like we're dealing with so again, deck of cards over there.
I do. Of the way they all work, I like Invisible Coin the most, just because that thing is that. All you got to do is that, and it works.
Yeah.
I like that. At least the operation the most, because it's just I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah, I guess like in a way, Invisible Coin is a two-handed device.
Sure.
Yes.
The other two are just one hand.
Like finger operation.
Yeah, because you could very simply do the fake and then push to get the. Like, I know a lot of feedback I got off this is like, well, why is it a routine where the coin is invisibly placed on top of the glass and then it appears? Why can't you make the coin go through the glass? And you can. It's just you're going to be doing a big smack to do that as opposed to, a touch type of thing.
Because we're dealing with moving parts. Not really any moving parts.
No moving parts, really.
Yeah, this one, the only limitation really is the routine kind of is designed for that.
It's different. They work, because what this doesn't have is a mechanism on the inside. They all have the thing that's on the top of this, which is like a door type of thing. But what propels the coin in this case is gravity, essentially, and the other is mechanical object.
And the way the doors close on them is all different too, because I think we have some sticky business here, we have a magnet there, and this is weight.
Yeah, no, I don't think this even closes with a magnet. I think you just use it to open friction? It. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything that holds it down other than a piece of something that, like maybe, it's like, it's elastic that snaps it shut, but I don't believe the magnet does anything.
The coin usually weights it down when it lands on it.
Yeah. So the flap, the trap is just like something snappy that's going to keep it down, but there's nothing holding it down.
I will say the trap on Leap I think is the best, because I've never had a scenario where after I've fired this I could see the trap, whereas I have on the others. In very, very rare circumstances, it's been in situations where either like the coin got caught or something but like this, it goes back every time. And I think it's just the way that this has been constructed is really, really clever.
Yeah, and from a spectator standpoint, I don't want to discount how cool it is that the coin ends up inside the thing.
When you have the right glass and this thing, it'll hit repeatedly, and it's really cool because it seems like it appears in the glass. You don't really see it rattling around the rest of the glass.
I'm just curious because, like, you couldn't. So part of it is that the trap is not over the center. Like I couldn't have the shot glass here because it's going to interfere with the operation of the actual trick.
Yeah.
I think with something like this, I would like even draw a little guy and say that he's a daredevil and make it about it being cute and fun and interesting rather than trying to make this big mystery out of it, you know.
Could you operate roller coaster with the shot glass on it?
You could. I'm just looking at it. This is just totally off the cuff.
Yeah, you're seeing science happening in real life right now.
Now this wouldn't work for Invisible Coin.
Nope.
Unless you like mounted the shot glass. Oh no, actually it wouldn't even work because the trap is going to be taking up most of the space.
Yeah.
But this, I should be clear there, right? Yeah. Yeah, there is enough room with this glass to do it. And it would just be a matter of it
getting lucky
in there.
But this is, you know what though? Saying all of that, this is a very tiny shot glass.
Yes.
Not that any of us have ever been inside of an establishment that sells alcohol, but the
I've
shots
heard that shot glasses are different.
I've used shot glasses for shell games, and this is significantly smaller.
But it's intentionally that small
because
of the if it was any bigger, you'd have to have a giant glass, and and then there's other things that pop up. But I understand why it's that small.
Well, we've talked about all. The only other thing I'll say is I do like this one versus these two because we're talking about cards here. This one's easier to customize if you want to use a different deck.
Sure.
Which is a consideration if you use something different.
Yeah, this one's going to be red, and customizing that. I mean, I guess if you're very crafty when you get a look at the gimmick, I guess. But
Yeah. So let's get to the picks, Sean.
Well, they're all cool. I think we've all established that. My recommendation, I would buy 2 of these for the price of these. And just use this all the time because it's built to action. I mean, it's about 90% as cool as the other gimmicks, but 1,000% more practical, in my opinion, for people that want to actually go out and perform anywhere. This is good to go. So that's my recommendation.
Cool.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't know that this plot's been solved.
No.
I think that's where I'm at. I didn't know anything about these tricks. And I don't think that there's a real, that's the one to do.
So no pick. So Nick
No, I have a pick. My pick is Invisible Coin because it comes with a routine that you can do for people that is a good routine.
Yeah.
Right? And I think you'll have a lot of fun performing it, and it's a good price. The gimmick is going to last forever. If you're interested in doing a coin appearing in glass thing, I think there's going to be some better stuff on the horizon. But for right now, I think you go with an old standard almost. This thing is built to last and it works, man. I mean, they all work, but this is good.
Invisible Coin is a great pick. I was going to go with Invisible Coin until about halfway through this video because it occurred to me that the half dollar was what pushed me over with the roller coaster because I like the idea of doing a multi-phase, 1 coin to the glass, 2 coins to the glass. Let's make it really impossible now. I'll vanish this 3rd coin, and we can see the 2 coins in here, and the glass is sealed by the beer coaster. Boom, the 3rd coin ends up in the glass. I can see myself doing.
Here, let's see you doing the half dollar in the coaster.
Just
from the coaster.
Yeah, just look. It's I've taken the half dollar, and it's there. And look, if I just go. I mean,
it's good.
That's a really solid ending to a routine.
Yeah.
I like the Invisible Coin, and I was going to go with it because it's really satisfying. The routine is pretty easy to do and gets good reactions. But I can see this is the end of a fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Fun coin routine for me.
I hear you out, man. I hear you.
I'm going to go with roller coaster.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the Magic Matchup. Those are our picks. We'd love to know down below in the comments what you think. Please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so that you can be notified whenever more videos like this come up. Also, be sure to check out some of our other series like Inside the Box and the Penguin Magic Top 10. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and for all those things. And
thanks for watching these videos.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And let us know if there's other matchups that you want down below.
That's important.
Yeah,
because these are hard to find. Strangely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So find if you get any good ideas, let us know because we'll do them.
Yeah. So on behalf of Nick and Sean and everyone else here at the P3 Magic Studios, thanks again for watching. See you.